Ask me a motherfucking stupid ass question, bitch.
That's the difference between a Gorilla Pimp and a Romeo Pimp. For the past decade, I've trained hundreds of people in human trafficking awareness. And part of that training is identifying what a pimp looks like. There are two types. You have your Romeo Pimp and you have your Gorilla Pimp. And today I'm going to show you an example of a Gorilla Pimp.
You're coming a little strong though. I think you got, you can chill out a little bit.
No.
Okay. They're in a hotel room. Why do they choose the hotel rooms? The hotel rooms are chosen based on their location. If they're out of the way, if they're in a place that doesn't draw a lot of attention, especially if you're going to have guys coming in and out. A lot of times also they'll pick places that are near the highways. So you're easy off the highway, easy on, or they'll pick locations that are halfway between where they work and maybe where they stay. So if maybe they traffic girls out in Boston, but they stay maybe in Rhode Island or something like that, they might pick a hotel that is right in between. And a lot of times they'll set the rooms up where this room where you see them all sitting in, that's probably just their gathering room, where they take the photos of the girls, where they place the ads, and then they'll either have a room right next door to it, with one of those doors that open, you can just go right next door, or the room will be across the hallway from them, but that'll be the working room, right? They want a room that's real close so the pimp can pay attention and keep an eye on the workers.
You guys, I will beat the out of you. I will beat your ass. Like, swear to God, I will beat the out of you.
All right.
I'm not from out here.
Watch out.
I'm not from
It's so sad for me when I look at these girls in this place. You know, I've been to these hotel rooms a ton of times. And it's just sad. It makes you think, what got them to this place. And we talk a lot about trauma. We talk a lot about past experience in life, instabilities with their home life. All of these things the pimps will key on and try to find their vulnerabilities.
I'm not from out here.
I said watch out.
All right, they're fighting now.
I will beat the out of you.
Again, they could be fighting for any reason. They could be fighting for hierarchy with the pimp. They could be fighting over money. It could be any reason. When you're in this life, or if you live on the streets, you don't have a lot of things. So anything could cause you to fight with somebody. It could be a missing lighter or a pack of cigarettes or anything, and they'll fight over it. And you can see the pimp now, he's trying to keep them under control because he doesn't want to raise an alarm that something's going on.
I'm not from out here.
I said watch out.
Oh.
Watch out. Sit down.
That's fine.
Sit down.
That's fine.
Now you can hear the other pimp laughing, right? He thinks it's funny. It's not funny. You can see how these pimps really don't care about these girls. All they are is a means for the pimp to profit, right? They're engaging in this violence. And both pimps, he has a camera too. A lot of times they have those cameras because that's how they post the ads, right? They'll have the girls maybe go in the bathroom or something, put on something like clothes, lingerie, or maybe, some provocative clothing. They'll take photos of the girls and then they'll post them on the actual dating sites. So that's probably one of the reasons that he has a camera there.
Don't want to play? You disrespecting my hoe enough. You disrespecting my hoe.
Oh my God.
You ain't laying
This is so sad. So did you hear what she just said? She said, "You're disrespecting my hoeing." When you see something like that, it's sad. There's a term called breaking, and that's when they finally get a girl to accept the life. They finally teach the girl all about the game, what goes on in the game, and they let her know what her place is going to be in the game and what her place is in the life. And in this girl here, I can tell she's accepted that. She's accepted the fact that she's going to have sex with men for money and then hand it all over to him. Some of these girls, there's so much that goes on with this stuff, a lot of shame and a lot of feeling that they can never go back, they can never go home, and the pimps will always reinforce that to them. So some of them just accept the fact that, this is their life.
Post that ad or get the out.
That's why they're arguing right there. The blonde girl, I'm going to say right now, is probably his bottom girl. Her responsibility is to keep the other girls in line. That's part of her responsibility. And from what it looks like is this girl is not placing ads in making dates, which means the bottom girl got to work harder. So just know these bottom girls get motivated because if they get girls to come in to work for the pimp, they get to work less. Also, the bottom girl might just be jealous because this girl's laying in a bed with her man, who she thinks is her man.
I'm ready to go.
Bye.
So
You found your way here? You start taking you. Go.
Yeah, they aren't getting along.
Daddy, you taking her?
Ask me no
Oh.
motherfucking stupid ass question.
Okay, we're gonna stop right there. So that's tough to look at. A gorilla pimp, he has to use violence because a gorilla pimp's not a sophisticated pimp. He can't use his words to manipulate the girls. His grooming style is totally different from a Romeo pimp because his grooming style is probably based more in the fear, in the force, and we talked about that, in more in a coercive way. A couple things that'll get you a beating by a pimp. One is if you talk to the pimp directly like that in a disrespectful way. I guess he took that as a sign of disrespect, the fact that she would address him directly. The other reason is believe it or not, if you ask for money. The girls aren't supposed to ask for any money. When they do these dates, they know that they're doing this and the pimp gets all the money. The girls don't get any money. This girl's not stuck with this guy. This is like a real crucial moment, especially for us in law enforcement and advocacy, because in the game and in the life, they have a thing, it's called a choosing season, or you can choose up. Right? It's a certain part of the year. I remember around my area, it used to be like September, October. And what that is, it's almost like free agency for the sex workers, where if they don't like what's going on with their pimp, they can choose another pimp. Right? So for me, when I look at it, I'd like to catch these victims when they're in this stage, right? When they're not satisfied with being with their pimp. Because that's a way where we, like as law enforcement and advocacy, maybe that's the chance we get, right? That's the chance we get to talk with this victim and try to get her to leave the life, right? Because if she's not satisfied with her pimp, we don't want her to go to another pimp. That's what this is all about, raising the awareness so that we can intervene before the victim is re-victimized. One thing I can tell you for certain is that traffickers and pimps do not want awareness like this reaching you. Together, we can bring these issues to light and we'll make it harder for exploitation to stay hidden. So if you'd like to help us to reach more people, please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. But more importantly, please share this video with at least one person that you think it could help. To continue learning, click on the video on the screen, or you could click the link in the description below. And remember to stay safe, stay aware, and always stay 10-8.